Wait. Turn this down just a little bit. Okay. I think that's good. Set the mood. Whew. Wasn't sure if I was going to do a live stream today or tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. Usually I do them on Sunday. But I already have topics to talk about. K-pop topics. Don't worry, I'm not going into anything too deep. Just K-pop topics. I want to talk about, well, I'll put it this way. I just listened to EXO's full album that they did come out with last year, okay? I listened to it, the whole thing. And I want to talk a little bit about EXO. Y'all excuse this wet spot on my hoodie. I was doing something and water got on my hoodie, so I apologize. I guess I apologize. I don't know. It looks unbecoming when you're on a live stream or doing a video. But yeah, that happened. So I do want to talk about that, the EXO thing, and how inconsistent their sound has been, at least in my opinion, over the years. Yeah, yeah. Because it started at some point. I also want to talk about, what else do I want to talk about? I want to talk about, I got my list, hold on. I want to talk about EXO, I want to talk about, Lee Sung-gyun and the incident that happened there, and how this might actually maybe possibly end the whole cancel culture stuff in K-pop. Maybe. I want to talk about that. And last topic will be about Hyuna dating the Jun Hyung. I wasn't going to talk about Hyuna at all because I feel like I had nothing to say. But I do want to bring up something that maybe nobody's thought of or or anything like that, and maybe get you guys' take on the person she's dating. I honestly don't really care, but talking about Hyuna because I want to pose a question and kind of give you guys something to think about regarding the whole Hyuna Jun Hyung. I think that's how you say his name. That whole situation. I want to kind of give a different thought, not devil's advocate. I'm just giving you guys a different thought on it and see what you guys think. So that's what's on the agenda today. Yes, I actually wrote what we're going to talk about. That way I will not be, trying to think of something. I will already have something. But before I talk about that, I do want to talk about something. As you guys know, I try to start my live streams off with something a little positive ish. So I wanted to talk about self-care for just a minute, and then we'll get into the EXO stuff and the Lee Sung-kyun stuff and all that. So something I learned in the psychology of play when I was in college was self-care, something I didn't even know was a thing. I've heard, well, I knew it was a thing because I've seen YouTubers talk about self-care, take care of your skin and all that. But that was like the only form of self-care regarding exercising and taking care of your skin. What I didn't know was there is a type of self-care which is just like taking a break from something that you are doing and just like relaxing, taking a breath, because this class that I had in college was teaching this, and it had nothing to do with what I was in college for. But it was one of the very first classes I took called Psychology of Play. And they basically teach you that you need to take a break from like what you're doing and take a moment to just kind of refocus, calm yourself, relax your mind, do what it is that you like to do when you're not doing any work, mentally or physically. For some people, it might be going out for walks. For other people, it might be drawing. For other people, it might be, I don't know, skateboarding. I don't know, whatever you like to do. That's what psychology of play is. If you're working, for me, because I was in college for music production, if you're working on music production and you feel like you are stumped with, like, you don't have any kind of creative ideas, go do what you normally would do if you weren't doing that. Take a break. Don't think about it, which is one of the most important things. Don't think about it. Don't think too hard about it. Just go out for a walk or whatever, and then come back and like stay out for like, I don't know, an hour or two, however long you need, really, and then come back and then start again. And that will kind of help regulate your flow of thinking and doing things with regards to what you're doing professionally. That was a lesson I didn't know I needed until I started YouTube. And then I realized, yeah, sometimes you need to take a break. Which is why I try my best to not take too many breaks within a year of doing YouTube, because YouTube algorithm gets a little wonky and then you miss like a lot of time. When you don't upload for a week and you come back after that week to try to like get back on track, sometimes it takes an entire month to undo what a week of not uploading did to your channel. So that's the bad part. But learning to not think about it so much and just focus on what I'm doing, what I need to do for my mental health, what I need to do for my physical health, what I need to do if I'm spending time with family's, coming over. I should not prioritize YouTube or whatever else I'm doing over the things that are most important in my life. And that is something that I do want to encourage you guys about, is no matter what is going on in your daily life, make sure to prioritize yourself and your family first, and don't prioritize, things like YouTube and everything. And listen, I know profession is profession. You got to do music production. You got to do editing for like something, newspapers or articles that you're putting out on public forums on the internet. Whatever it is you're doing, I mean, retail. You got to go to work, right? That's not what I mean necessarily, but like if you are doing a task, writing a thesis paper or whatever it is, make sure to take time for yourself. That is very important. Very important. So that's what I wanted to say. That was encouraging that I thought about today was self-care in the form of taking time for yourself and doing things that you know you need to do. Otherwise, life happens, we know, but you got to take time for yourself. All right, so that's that. Now, let's move on to the EXO stuff. All right, so I hadn't listened to the entire album of EXO's new album, Exist, until last week. And after listening to it, I was really impressed. Their style, I will say this is what I'm most impressed about, is that the album is very consistent. Like, the style does not change. Some people might not like that. Some people might think that that's like, like, I wish that the style had changed, with every song. But the style didn't change much in the songs. But I kind of like that because it kind of showed a level of consistency that I don't normally see today within EXO, and it's not EXO's fault. It's the company's fault. It's always the company's fault. I know some idols and some artists have creative say in what they put out, but I feel like I don't know this for a fact, but I feel like SM is just kind of like giving EXO stuff. They're just giving EXO stuff. That's my opinion. They're giving EXO stuff and then that's it. Whatever they want them to have. But I listened to this album and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was very, very insightful for me because and not just insightful, but it was very stable. When you listen to, at least for me, when I listen to Tempo or what was the song? No. The album after Tempo, which was repackaged. It was Tempo repackaged. What was it? Love Shot? Yeah, Love Shot. The music it just kind of, I don't know. It kind of bounced around. There was a lot of like Damage. How do you go from, well, before I get to that song, I do not like that song. It's not EXO's best by any means. It's not. That Damage song, damage. You damage. I don't like that song. It's just so generic to me. But you listen to Tempo, I kind of had to grow, like, Tempo, well, not me, but Tempo had to grow on me because I just wasn't feeling it. When I first heard it, I wasn't feeling it at all. I was like, what is this? Don't mess up my tempo. And I was like, Love Shot had to grow on me. Usually when I listen to an EXO album, at least back before maybe was it The Power of Music? Yes, before The Power of Music, it didn't have to grow on me. I was instantly hooked. But for some reason, when Coco Bop came out, I kind of was like, do I like it? I kind of like it, but not that much, but I like it, right? But then you get to the Power of Music, the war thing, And I'm just like, I don't know about this one. We got that power. It's like their style started to change. Because that did not sound like an EXO song. Did not. It just didn't. I mean, it sounds like EXO because EXO's singing it, but it doesn't sound like an EXO song as far as their unique sound. Which, if you recall, everybody and their mama was trying to copy the style visually and musically of Growl. Everybody. And even like the camera panning in that way, they were trying to imitate that. And so EXO did trailblaze in a way and paved the way for some of that, the newer stuff to happen in K-pop. But with that said, I don't feel like they're doing that anymore. And people can say, well, their time has passed. They're not who they used to be. You know, NCT 127 and the whole NCTU is replaced EXO and all this other stuff. I don't know about that. EXO still has good years left in them. SHINee, they've been going strong for 15 years. EXO, I think they've only been out for what, 11? 11 good years. You can definitely still do stuff with EXO. It's all about if you're willing to or not. That's the problem. Hey, Shima. I'm doing good. I'm doing great. I'm glad you could make it. Welcome. I hope you're doing well too. I'm actually talking about K-pop stuff this time, all right? I started talking about EXO, so you haven't missed much. I've been talking about EXO and how I feel like their sound has been inconsistent. And it feels like it really has been inconsistent. Ever since the Power of Music, I feel like their sound has been inconsistent. Because Monster album, my younger brother would actually contest my argument on this, but he thinks that the sound was started to change in the, what was it, Monster and Lucky One, or Loto. I think it was called Loto, whatever. He thinks that it was starting to change, and I will admit it was, but it was a good change. It didn't even feel like a change. It felt like EXO sound was evolving, right, with the times. It felt like EXO sound was evolving, but I don't know. When Power Music came out, it started to change. Like, What You Do doesn't sound like EXO. There's certain songs that did, but I'm not gonna lie, What You Do is one of my favorite songs on the album. But it didn't sound like EXO, but I still liked it, you know. Forever, I think is the song. Forever, one of my absolute favorites on that album. They're like Chill is like top tier. So, oh, you're sick? Oh no! I'm sorry to hear that, Shima. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get better. Make sure you rest, okay? And it's what, Saturday? Make sure you rest. Also, when the live stream ends, not long after, give the video some time. I will have my SHINee, if I can get my words out right, I will have my SHINee Saturday video out to you guys today, okay? That is if there's no problems. And I say that because it's a Japanese song, so Japanese songs tend to get blocked or, you know, they do, you know, just like the last one. So I did put the overlay on top of the video so that it won't strike that. But you can't do anything about the music. I mean, I could silence it, but I don't want to do that. So if there's no problems, you guys will see it soon today. If not, I'll have to try to fix something. If fixing it is even... I mean, it's possible. I just don't... It's just take away from the experience. I want y'all to hear the song. But for those who haven't heard it, I definitely want y'all to hear the song. And it was requested. It was a requested song. So Summer T, if Summer T is watching, that's for you. Um, but yeah, I hope that you get better because I don't. Yeah, I know how it is. You have the oh no, not the flu. Ah, Shima. I'm sorry to hear that, Shima. I'm really sorry to hear that. I hope that you get better and get some rest. I hope you've been resting today, and I hope you get more rest. You need more rest. The flu is like not something. It's not something to I, it's not something to take lightly. But yeah, it's the flu. So I hope you took some medicine. Make sure you take some medicine and all that good stuff. Drink some water and all that. Sometimes tea helps too. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Sharma. I hope you get better. Yeah, getting sick sucks. It really does. It sucks. But and thank you for coming, even though that you're sick and you're not feeling well. I appreciate you trying like taking the time to come. But definitely get some rest, okay? So, uh, yeah, my feeling about EXO's like the sound changing with like since the power of music. I just something about that. It's not the best album. I think one of the best albums is Monster album still to this day. Uh, but yeah, ever since the power of music, to me, their sound has been changing constantly, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Uh, but I have a feeling it's probably because the company just gives them stuff to do, and they kind of like. I feel like they gave up on EXO. I feel like they gave up on EXO, and I said that last year, but I feel like they gave up. Like when you cancel the pre-sales of a group's comeback album, it says a lot. It says a lot. And I didn't even get into that news last year. I said I was, but I didn't get into it. But you canceled EXO's Exist pre-sales. Why? I don't even think I read it. I probably should read it. But they canceled it. I wish they hadn't. I don't like when SM does that. But yeah, whatever the case. I think this new album though is really good, but it's still very different from EXO's unique sound to me. Don't worry, I have medicine. Okay, that's good. I'm glad. Take good care of yourself, okay? Um, I think over time, EXO is going to eventually, which I've said this since last year, but I think EXO is going to leave SM. I think they should anyway. Um, I don't know if they all renewed their contracts. I think no. Actually, yes, I do. I know Jumin, Chen, and Baekhyun will be leaving. Not at all at once, but like they will be leaving. You're welcome, as always. You're welcome, Shima. I don't like to see my Moonlight fam not feeling good. Um, but yeah, I don't think that they're. I don't think they're gonna stay. I think EXO's gonna leave. They're gonna go to another company, probably between Baekhyun and Dio's company, because I know Dio's actually starting one, his own agency. Well, I think agency and company are not exactly the same thing. So I think Baekhyun's starting his own company, if my memory serves me. Dio starting his own agency, and I think people are probably gonna go to Baekhyun's company because they'll be treated better. SM, they be tripping. Like the whole Baekhyun telling people that, hey, SM SM has been slipping lately, and tried to like coerce him into re-signing, and saying, basically telling him that it would be good for the rest of the group if he did. Yeah, that's not cool. They told all of them that. But yeah, Chin's gonna leave. We already know, it's confirmed. Chin, Xiumin, Baekhyun, they're leaving. And you are very, very nice. You are adorable. Am I adorable? Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do think that they're going to leave, though. I think they're going to leave, and I think they're going to do their own thing, which is what I want them to do. I want EXO to leave SM. I think they should. I think EXO should leave SM, all of them. Because, like, SM doesn't care about EXO anymore. That's my honest opinion as of all the news that's come out. They're neglected. The company doesn't really act like they care. They put out, thank you. I'm trying to stay healthy. I'm trying to stay healthy and well too. So I totally understand how that is, especially during the time of season we're in right now. So it's still winter. I know Groundhog's Day happened, but it's still winter technically until otherwise. But EXO's gonna leave. I know they're gonna leave, and I hope they do. They should leave. All of them. I think Dio's gonna leave too. I think Dio's gonna leave, but I don't think that the EXO's going to not be a group anymore. Keep up the great work, my friend. Solomon. Hey, Solomon. Good to see you, buddy. I will do that. I will do that. Good to see you. It's funny because when I first saw you reply, I was like, wait, who is this? Who is Solomon? And I had to think about it. I looked at your picture and I said, wait a minute. That's not Solomon from Carroll High, right? That's not my fellow 2010 graduate. It ain't. I was like, what? Solomon? But yeah, it's good to see you, man. Good to see you. Wow. To think we graduated like 20 or so years ago. Yep, 2010 forever, buddy. 2010 forever. What was our chant? 010? The pep rallies. 010! 010! 010! And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, okay. I remember the one time where we had a pep rally in Carroll High, and our side was chanting the 010, 010, and the bleachers had caved in. I don't know if you remember that, Solomon, but the bleachers caved in on one side. And my friend Joe, yeah, man, 80. Yep. Wow. Wow. It's crazy. A lot can happen in 20 years. Yes, I remember it like it was yesterday because I was sitting right next to the part of the bleachers that fell and caved in. And my boy Joseph Newman, he decided to go over there. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to go over there with them and get hyped with them. Yeah, 010, 010. And I said, yep, watch what happens when the bleachers cave in. And sure enough, bleachers caved in. I like Mingyu, the group 17. 17 is a good group. Absolutely. 17 is an amazing group. And they're finally, after all these years of 17 being together, they're finally getting their flowers. Finally getting their flowers. They got their first award. Was it last year? I was happy to see them get that award. They deserved it. They deserved it. They worked hard for that. All those years of not getting their flowers, and they finally got them. I remember the one time the award show where everybody thought that the award show was rigged because EXO was getting so many awards. I don't know. It might have been. I don't know. For all I know, I was playing football, and I remember I looked over, and I was like, "Man, I'm working right now. Wanted to stop by." Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Solomon. Thanks for checking on your buddy. It's good to see you. I don't want to get you in trouble, so go ahead, go on back to work. But no, it's good to see you, man. Really. Wow. Wow. Never thought I'd see one of my fellow 2010 graduates from my school show up to a live stream. But it's really good to see you. I haven't been to Ozark in a while. I went back to visit, but I think that was like 2015 or 2014 when I was still in my 20s. I don't think I've been since. I need to go back. Well, no, that's not true. When my grandfather passed away, I did go back. I think that was... No, my grandfather passed away before that, and then me and my mom went back to visit after that. I think that's how that happened. That was the order it happened. Pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, I think that's how that happened. But yeah, I think that EXO needs to leave, and that they're all going to leave and go to Baekhyun. That's what I think. They're all going to go to Baekhyun's company, and they're going to still be EXO. They're not going to disband. Hope you and the family stay safe and successful. God bless you, man. Thank you for the super chat, and thank you for being here. Thank you, Solomon. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. But why is this thing up? I need to take this thing. This thing is... oh, nope. That's not what I wanted to do. Whoops. Whoops. I didn't mean to hide the chat. That's not what I wanted to do. I accidentally hid the chat, and now I'm trying to figure out how to get it back. Oh well. It's not hidden on here, but it's hidden on... oh, here we go. There we go. I don't know why I did that. That's not what I was trying to do. Okay. There we go. Thank you again, Solomon. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. And thank you again for your $4 super chat. I really appreciate that. Oh, man. Wow. So, I think that... oh, by the way, you and your family be blessed too, man. You and your family be blessed. I know a lot of you guys are married, have families and everything, got kids. I'm behind on all that, but I hope you and your family are blessed and doing well. That's amazing. You look back at your life and then you see like how in 20 or so years, all of like, just about all, if not most of your peers have like got married, had kids, you know, living that life. And it's amazing to see that. And one day, you never know, it'll be me. It'll be me. I really do think that EXO's gonna leave. And I'm happy for them. I hope they leave. All right, so I think I've said everything I'm gonna say about the EXO thing. Let's move on because I don't want to belabor the point. I've kind of reiterated a lot of times. But I will say this, I do think, just to recap, that EXO sound has changed. I might actually talk about that a little bit more later on another time. Like, just focus on their change. And I'll probably put together a whole thing for the live stream of just like going over in detail how much their sound has changed. It's changed. And I don't like that it's been so inconsistent. Every year that passes by, their music gets more and more inconsistent. Their sound gets inconsistent. SHINee sound has always been consistent. It's one thing I'll say about SHINee. Nowadays, their sound is evolving and changing with the times because, you know, it is, but it's still SHINee. It's still SHINee. And I don't know. Maybe it's because I have a bias as well, a strong bias towards SHINee, and that's why. I don't know. It's called Showl Syndrome. All right. Let's move on to the next topic, which is Lee Sung-kyun. Okay. I've talked about Lee Sung-kyun on a couple of videos. No, well, yeah, a couple of videos. It was literally 2 videos. But Lee Sung-kyun had, as you know, he had passed away. There we go. Okay, oh, you can do that. Oh, that's nice. I can do that. I can heart the reply. Oh, cool. I can heart the super chats. I just realized. That's pretty dope. I mean, I saw the heart, but I thought it was... I don't know what that was, but now I know. Okay, cool. I can heart the super chats. Great. So... Lee Sung-kyun passed away last year. What was it, December? I think it was December of last year. And we all know about like the media and the press and all that stuff, what they did to him. I think what I want to highlight though is that this is a good example of how like one of the Western ideology, and here, well, no. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that because Korea has always had this problem. Korea has always had this problem. Before Western ideologies entered into the equation, Korea has always had this problem of, like, before canceling was a word, canceling artists, canceling celebrities, this, that, and the other. I won't say this is necessarily a cancel thing, but it does feel like it is. It really does, because the whole thing about exposing idols or celebrities for something that they were doing, mind you, that he didn't harm anyone. If any harm was coming to anyone, it was himself. Technically, his wife and kids were affected by this, but I think what they were mostly affected by was that the media and the press put their business out there. That's something that should never have been put out. That business was between Lee Sung-kyun and his wife. And that's where it should have stayed. But of course, that brothel lady had a part to play in it too. And whatever the case, you know, I'm not going to go over too much. We've already talked about all this stuff before. But I will say this. I do think that this might be a good end to cancel culture in some way. Or this might maybe not end it, but it will spark that fire that will finally end cancel culture. Because it's so dumb. It was unfair to see that happen. I hope it ends. I hope it ends. And it's not going to end in one fell swoop. But to see, I think his name is Bong Joon-ho, the director of Parasite, with him and his colleagues of like prominent directors and people like that within the industry coming together in solidarity for this purpose, to like end this nonsense that the press, the media, and all the public media forums, YouTubers talking about it, and putting out information they shouldn't be putting out, all this stuff. I'm glad they're taking a stand. This is the first time in history, in Korean history, where this has happened. The first time in history where prominent figures come together in solidarity to do this, to fight against the media and the press. That, at least in this capacity within the 21st century, this is the first time this has happened. So I'm hoping and praying this puts an end to it. Because these people are people of influence that are speaking out. So I hope this puts an end to it, and that we can end this whole exposing people for, something. And listen. I'm not saying that I believe that Lee Sung-kyun didn't know that what he was taking was in a drug or whatever. I don't know. And guess what? That's probably the wisest response I can give. I don't know if it's true or not. I have no idea. I have no idea if it's legit. No idea if it's true. I can only take his word that he didn't know. And that's as far as I'm going to go with that. I think to assume one way or the other is to assume you know something that someone else doesn't know about the situation. And that could be a little dangerous, I think. I don't want to assume that he knew or didn't know. So I'm just going to say I don't know. I don't know, but I'm going to take his word that he didn't know. Yeah, it does sound strange how he was ingesting it. But again, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to assume that's the case. So, with that said, though, I'm glad that they're coming out and supporting and standing up to this stuff, because it needs to be stood up to. It really does. Cancel culture needs to be stood up to, and it needs to end. In K-pop and in the West, we got our own problems too. Cancel culture is not helping anyone. Right, the same problem we have in the West with it, they have in the East with it. Problem with the East is I think it's a little bit worse down there because of how Korea is. The whole entertainment system is like, and I've said this many times before, and I don't mean to rehash it, beat a dead horse or whatever, but they prop these people up to be these upstanding citizens, respectful, decent human beings who can do no wrong, otherworldly, if you will, godly, and I mean overly godly, like they could literally be the reincarnation of Christ, in every aspect, celestial, magnificent human beings, women and men alike. Once they do one thing that's normal, it's over. Once they date, it's over. Once they smoke, it's over. Once they consume alcohol and they curse, it's over. Which, come on, y'all curse. It's just weird, the standards that they hold for them, but that they don't hold for themselves. It's very interesting. But that's how it's set up. And the companies played a huge part in that by marketing the idols as such. So it's not a surprise when netizens start saying, oh, wow, he should be canceled because he did this. He had a girlfriend before he was an idol. You should be focused on being an idol. You should be a hardworking person. And I'm just like, chill. This is ridiculous. Of course, I'm referring to, what's his name again? Sung-on? Sung-on. Referring to Sung-on. So he got heat for whatever. It's, again, all that stuff I'm not going to rehash, but y'all, I got videos talking about that. So I hope that cancel culture does slowly die. I mean, I wish it would quickly die, but it's too deeply rooted within Korea's history, especially when it comes to the entertainment industry. It's rooted too deeply in it. And Confucianism does teach benevolence and being an upstanding citizen to a degree, which I don't know if it's all Confucianism, which is the cause of this, or if it's how Asia holds Confucianism to such a high degree, and that's why the sorry holds Confucianism. They hold it to such a high degree that it's almost seen as a worshipped religion when it's supposed to be just like I mean, Confucianism is, I guess you could say, a religion of sorts, but it's more of just like a teaching, a practice. Well, a religion is a practice, isn't it? So I guess it is a religion. Uh, Confucianism, yeah, I suppose it's a religion in a way. But practicing these morals, these moral things, is good. But it's when you hold it to such a high degree that you say that no one is allowed to be human. I think the humanity aspect is overlapping. No, sorry, the divinity aspect is overlapping the humanity part. Like, we are human, and sometimes we don't always do things perfectly or even do the right thing. Sometimes we do stupid stuff, or we make mistakes, or we just do normal human things. It's when you say that something that is normal is not normal for one group of people because they're in the public eye, as opposed to you, and you hold them up in this standard, this Confucianist standard, but you don't hold yourself to that same standard. That's when the lines get blurred between divinity, humanity, what you are normally doing and what you expect from people that you don't expect from yourself. And I think that's the problem. And so people get canceled as a result of doing normal things. Even making what some people in Korea would consider mistakes. You make them too. You make them too. So you shouldn't get canceled, and they shouldn't get canceled. And that's why in my video I called it the do as I say but not as I do type thing, because that's what it is. Let's be upstanding citizens. Oh, you smoked. You should be canceled. But I can smoke, all right? But you can't do that, right? Do as I say but not as I do. So I hope that this finally brings an end gradually to the problems with cancel culture that are happening, not just in the entertainment industry with regards to actors and actresses, but in regards to idols too, because idols get canceled just as much. And all of it is kind of this woke ideology stuff that I'm going to be bringing up in the video that I'm making. So guys, please stay tuned, because that video is going to be huge. Listen, look. I got to show you guys. Look at this. Okay? My script. Where is it? My script. This is my script. This is my script. All this is my script for the video. That's the end. At least that's what I thought. And then I added more stuff to this on my phone. I have, I think, 3 examples of what I'm talking about, and then I kind of expound upon it. I tried my best not to reiterate my points, but I think if I reiterate it, it might still help, because some people might have missed the point, and I have to reiterate it again. I'm going to great lengths to make it clear what my point is in this video, so that people can understand what wokeness is in this country first, because you got to understand where it's coming from. It's coming from here. Okay, US of A, coming from here, and how imposing it on other countries that don't share that view and that shouldn't share that view because it's very unrealistic can be detrimental, okay, to our society and theirs. And that's what the video is about. Why do I use the term woke, even though some part of me hates the term? But a part of me is like, well, there is no other term to describe exactly how this how this is. And it is wokeness used wrong. I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. It's wokeness used wrong is what they do. So we call it woke because they're using it in the wrong way. They're using it for subjective experiences, and they're generalizing everyone based on subjective experiences, not looking at the objective. And now, because we've confused subjectivity for objectivity, we no longer have a clear understanding or indication of what a distinction. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. We no longer have a clear distinction of what is objective and what is subjective. It's been mixed. Why? Because we've bought into this whole idea of people having their own truth. And when you have your own truth, it's apart from the truth. Everybody's truth is all of a sudden the truth, and it's validated through experiences. That's the difference between woke and reality. Subjectively, this person discriminated against me, or subjectively, every white person that wore a do-rag was racist where I live. And so any person, whether you're white, Asian, Hispanic, anybody that wears a do-rag is automatically racist to me. That is subjective. That is not true. Some people wear do-rags, even if they're white, even if they're Asian, and they tell you, well, they're doing it to respect hip hop culture because they are huge fans of hip hop. Does that give them that doesn't give them the right to wear the do-rag? It's their head. They bought the do-rag. I think they can wear whatever the freak they want, in my personal opinion. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I don't lose sleep at night. So I think that they can wear whatever they want, right? It's the intention behind wearing it. That's the problem. If you're wearing it for the intention of insulting black people or making a mockery of them, that's one thing, right? That's cultural appropriation. Making a mockery by constantly being like, trying to talk like a gangster, trying to like act like a generic gangster with wearing a do-rag because that's how you have seen black people that wear do-rags depicted that way. Yeah, that's a problem. I could see that being a problem. But if you're wearing it and you're just wearing it and you like it, you like the thing, just like wearing dreads and box braids and all the cornrows and all this stuff, whatever, it's fine. I don't care. I don't care. I think imitation is the biggest form of flattery. But we've kind of lost sight of that. And now we're like, no, everything's offensive. Everything's racist. Everything's, ist and phobe, ist and phobe, ist and phobe. We just label it all that. That is based on subjective experiences. And subjective truth based on experiences that you've had personally. That's not the truth of everything. The truth is there are people who do things for one reason. There are people who do things for another reason. Not everyone does it for the same reason. That's woke. Trying to call injustice to something that could possibly not be injustice. And generalizing, that's woke. But anyway, I'm going to explain it in more depth in my video. So look forward to that. It is a K-pop topic, even though I'm kind of hammering it hard in the Western side of things. Because in order to understand why a thing is wrong for one group of people, you have to first understand why it's wrong for the people who started it in the first place. It was right for the civil rights movement. It was right for all that stuff. Jim Crow era, the Jim Crow laws, it was right for that stuff. Segregate, it was right for that. All the stuff that we have read about in history, it was right for that. It's not good for today when you're mocking real people that deal with real struggles in other countries where it's okay for a man to hit someone, to hit a woman. I'll put it that way. It's okay for that in those countries, and you're kind of making it. You're mocking those countries basically. You're mocking people that have those experiences. That's not cool. and you think that you're doing the right thing. But anyway, I'm not gonna go too deep into that. But it all has to do with the differences between subjectivity and objectivity, and that's what I really want to highlight: what is perceived and what is real. What is perceived and what is real, what is objective, what is subjective, right? So that's what we're going to talk about in that video. That's the difference between what's woke and what's not. Anyway, going back to, that's a little taste. Going back to the topic of discussion, let's see, where are we at? I don't know if I'm going to go over this because, like, there's not really anybody here in the live streams at this point. So maybe I'll save it for another live stream and I'll end it here because I don't know if I'm going to record my voice reading the stuff today or not. I think I should. So I probably should get off of here, make sure that my Shiny Saturday video is good, and then come back to the Hyuna and Junhyung thing because I do want to talk about it, but I'd rather there be people here to talk about that with instead of me talking by myself, because that's what's going to end up happening. So I think with that said, I'm going to just bounce and we'll talk about all that later, because I think this is a good place to end. It's only 56 minutes. It's about to be an hour. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say for now. We will talk more about some other stuff later, but look forward to my video. I do want to say real quick before I end that I did get your requests. A lot of you guys made reaction requests. I don't know if I'm going to react to those requests this week coming up, or if I'm going to do the What is Woke video that I've been preparing for like, I don't know, a week or two. I think it's been a week. Has it been a week? It's been a week and a half or so. I've been preparing for this thing. I've been preparing. I've written an entire script, long as crap. So I really think I need to focus on the What is Woke thing first, and then I will get to the requests. So I do have your requests, guys. Like, don't get me wrong. I have your request. It's already memoed. I got you. Just give me some time to do this very important video. It's very important. It is like high profile. Let me just get this done. All right, let me get this done. It needs to be executed well, and it needs to be delivered well. And I want it to be delivered with an understanding, right? I want you guys to be able to understand what I'm saying, and I hope that my points are made clear. So I need to focus on this to make sure that I'm not skipping over anything and that I'm crossing every T and dotting every I. So that's what I'm trying to do now. So y'all just bear with me on that. I really got to do this video. I feel like I got to do this. A little backstory on doing this video is that Chojimi made a response video to I think it was Everglow Up's video on Gen Z and Alpha are ruining K-pop and all that stuff. I saw that video before I saw Chojimi's, and then I saw Chojimi's response, and I was like, okay. And he brought up What is Woke, because he was, which I'm going to tackle some of the points that he made as well. And in the video, I'm not giving nothing away until then, okay? But no, and I'm not doing this out of disrespect or anything. I think it's important to have conversation, but we need to have conversation as like grown adults and not like insulting people. Chojimi is a really, really cool dude, and I love how he explains his points. Really cool dude, really nice, really kind-hearted, and really empathetic. And one of the things that I love about his videos is that he has a way of speaking that is very intelligible and also very, how do I say this? It's very kind and charming. I'll get to the charming part in a minute, because yes, Chojimi has a really charming voice. In my opinion, Chojimi's voice is very charming. Very charming. So charming that charming and full of and full of reason and sensibility. I think that's why I like his videos. He's very sensible and understandable. And it's to a degree where if I have an argument that counters his, there are points that I'm willing to concede because of the way he comes across in the video, how he speaks in the video. And I have every reason to believe that that's how he really is in real life. So I have mad respect for Chojimi and his opinions, his takes on things. But that said, yes, I have some counterpoints, and yeah, I have some counterpoints. And by the way, one of them is the being too sensitive thing. That it could be seen as a good thing, because you know we should be more sensitive about topics like racism and stuff like that and cultural appropriation, which kind of, but not to the degree that people are being online. Not to that degree. I think that Chojimi made a really good point, though, with saying that, well, it's a good point, but I still have a rebuttal response to that point. But he was saying that basically, when it comes to like being too sensitive, if you are too sensitive, then you're making room for balance, because there's room. His argument was that there's room for balance when you're too sensitive. There we go. That's how I'm trying to get it out, the way that I'm trying to get it out. But I have a counter argument that when you're too sensitive, you don't make any room for balance, because people who are too sensitive about a topic regarding like social justice and all that other stuff, when you have an argument, they dismiss that argument because they believe their argument to be the more superior argument. They believe their argument to be more sound and more respectful. And everything right with their argument is wrong with your argument automatically. And they don't listen, really, to what you have to say. It's like they say, I understand, but, and then the but is basically them dismissing every point you made. No conceding at least 1 point or 2 points. No, there's no balance there. So when you're too sensitive, and I've seen this, when you're too sensitive, you don't make room for any conceding. I was talking about the colorism thing in my video. I actually conceded a few points to some people. I actually did. That they actually did do that, Taemin and Key did something wrong. That the wrong thing that they did do was that they said what they said live. That was one conceding point, because I had said that they really didn't do anything wrong. But yes, if they did anything wrong, it was that they talked about that thing with Minho live. Shouldn't have did that. Yeah. And then there was another point that was made that I was like, you know what, if you want to say that it's colorism, you can. I think it was some point about what they said that was people were saying it's colorism. I said, you know what, y'all can. I think it was the joke. It was the joke about when he comes in after being in the sun for a long period of time, his skin is, all I can see is his eyes and teeth. If you want to say it's colorism, Joe, that's fine. You go ahead. I'm conceding that it could possibly be rooted in colorism in some way or shape or form. However, to me, it's not enough to say that it's colorist, because anybody could say that joke. Anybody could say that joke. The only reason why people are like that is because they're talking to Minho. If they were talking to somebody lighter skin, nobody would say anything about color. But because they happen to be talking to Minho, who happens to be darker than Taemin and Key, that's where it all came from. And that's why I said it's very easy to make the point, to make the argument that it is colorist. But there's something about that doesn't sit well with me, because you have to take everything else out of the equation. The fact that they're friends, the fact that Minho would have set a boundary, and in order for you to believe it's colorist, you have to believe that Key and Taemin willingly rejected the boundary, crossed it, right? For the sake of entertainment. I don't think they would do that. 15 plus years of being friends, I don't think they'd do that. You have to take all that stuff out of the equation, which is why I say context matters within these sensitive situations. But yes, there are points that I've conceded in the past, but I think overall, you can't really do that if you're too sensitive. Too sensitive means you're not going to do very well with receiving the opposite thought, taking it in, processing it, and all that. So yeah, but yep, my video of the how wokeness is messing up K-pop and messing up the West too. It'll be out hopefully next week, this week coming up, hopefully. And then after that, I'll get back to the reaction requests because I know a lot of people said that they requested some stuff. I have all of your requests memoed, I promise. All of your requests are memoed. Got them. I got them. I got them. Yeah, I even got y'all's names ready. So when I do the shout out, I'll do the shout out. And I'll also, for those who requested, I'm going to add your name in the description boxes of every video of that I'm reacting to a requested video. I'm going to add you guys so that you guys can be aware that, hey, here's your video. I got it for you. I got you. All right? I got you. Got you. So we're going to do that from now on. I think that's a way better idea. And that's because that's usually how it works anyway. Otherwise, the person who requested won't even know sometimes that I made the video. Sometimes they do, but sometimes they don't too. So I want to make sure everybody who requested gets a chance to at least know that the video is out there for them. So yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. I kind of got messed up on my EXO explanation as to why I think EXO sound has like been inconsistent. I'll try to do better talking about it in like maybe a video or something, which is probably going to require a lot of note taking. Oh well, that is the nature of K-tubing anyway. So yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. I was gonna talk about the Jun Hyung and Hyuna dating thing, but I'll save that for a time when there's more people here to talk with. For now, I think that's it. I'll just leave it at that. Thank you guys for coming, all those that did come. Solomon, thank you for the super chat, and thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Hope you and your family are doing well, and have a wonderful weekend. Shaima, thank you for coming. I really appreciate you coming. Even though you're sick, I hope you get better. Of course, you're taking your medicine. That's good. Drink some good water, some tea. I hope you recover from that flu. Really, I don't like getting sick. I hate getting sick, especially as a YouTuber. I hate it. But I think that's everybody. Shaima and Solomon, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys. That's it. I'll see you guys in a little while. I'm gonna check my video, Shiny Saturday video that will be out today. So look forward to it. Unless there's going to be a delay because it's a Japanese song and I gotta do something else to make sure it doesn't get blocked, then it'll take longer for me to upload that. But it needs to get done today and uploaded today. It's Saturday. It's Saturday. And yes, my cord is finally working with my camera. So, but I feel like I still got to get something for that so that it won't keep happening. But I don't know if it's a problem with the cord or the camera itself, because I've had this problem happen to me several times while I've had this camera, and it's not fun. It's not fun. But we'll see how this works. If it happens again, I'll let you guys know. I might get a new camera anyway. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for coming. And I will see you guys in the next live stream and in the next video, which should be coming up today, Shiny Saturday. Let's get it popping. All right. Love you guys. Peace. See you in the next one, y'all. Bye. 3. Well, I'll do it like this. Hana. 2. 3. Let's go.